Hey guys, Abby here with House of Keto. Today is day 6 of our HOK 21-day water fast. Today I feel much better than I did yesterday. I did actually make you guys a second video as I promised yesterday. I have no idea what I said. I was so tired. I think I went to bed at like 6:40, so we're just gonna act like it didn't happen. I feel much better today. I do have a little bit more energy, but obviously not like loads of energy like I would have normally, I guess, which I'm normally, I don't know, normally before this disease, I guess, which I haven't seen that come back even since being strict keto. So I know that has something to do with obviously what's going on with my body. It just drains me physically, just in a way that I have never experienced before. So let's see. Water today, I've had at least like 44 ounces, I guess 44 ounces today at least. I try to only drink when I'm thirsty, because if I don't, then it makes me feel a little bit nauseous. So when I am thirsty, I try to drink as much as possible until I start to feel like, oh my gosh, what is this is gross. So I'll try to drink at least another 24 ounces before I go to bed, but only if I feel thirsty. It's really important that because I have this disease and I'm trying to do what I can do to filter it out, that I continue drinking so that my kidneys will continue to filter out the toxins in my body or whatever this thing is. So prior to this disease, if I was fasting, I would literally only drink if I was thirsty, and I would only drink like a sip of water. And I did a lot of dry fasting. I haven't done that this go around. We're still early as far as I consider it, 6 days. So it's possible that a couple of these days coming up will be dry days. Dry fasting is basically where you don't drink any water. It would be a soft dry fast because I would still be showering and washing my hands, and your body does absorb water through your skin. So a hard dry fast is where you don't take a shower, you don't wash your hands, you don't have any contact with water at all, which is a little gross and could only be done like when you're not around people that you love, because then you're subjecting them to just like funkiness, and that's just weird. Like you're not even brushing your teeth. So I would not do that. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm continuing to drink water. Pain-wise, I would say my pain right now, the moment, it is obviously evening time, is probably like a 9.5, 10. I did notice though that this morning, my 5th mass, it feels harder, but it feels like it is a little bit smaller. So that could mean one of two things. It could mean that it's getting ready to come to the surface and rupture because it's getting harder, or it could mean it's getting harder because it's shrinking, and I want to be positive, so I'm thinking that it's getting harder because it's shrinking, it's shriveling up. So that's what I am going to believe God for, because I do not want another mass to come to the surface and rupture. So far I've lost so many pieces of clothing to all of the leakage and stuff that just like comes out, and it's just gross. There is no cleaning it. It's stains for some reason, and I really just don't want nothing to do with it. So yeah, just I will obviously start to see signs that it's coming to the surface. I'll start to have something show on the outside that almost looks like a mosquito bite, and then it turns into like this big thing that almost looks like a blister, and then it gets like really red and inflamed, and it almost looks like it's fluid filled, but it's not. And then eventually the skin just gets tighter and tighter. It almost like pulls it taut because it's growing so big, until it basically just starts ripping my flesh. So hoping that that doesn't happen again. Based on the timeline of how it usually happens, if it's going to happen, it would probably be over the next 2 weeks, which would probably put us like right at Christmas. So I hope that I'm not dealing with that, praying and believing God that he is going to heal my body as he promised that he would. So that's good news. What else? What else? Energy wise, I don't feel like super energized. I'm getting winded. I don't have the energy to like run or do anything like that. I'm needing to sit down often, but that's normal. So moving on, I promised yesterday that I would talk about what my doctors have said about this fast. And my doctors have said about this fast exactly what they've said over the last 15 years about my diet. Absolutely nothing. Why? Because they do not ask. Of the over a dozen doctors that I've seen in the last 6 months, not a single solitary one has asked me what I have been eating or about my diet. I did have one doctor that I volunteered information to and told them that I was eating an anti-inflammatory diet, which keto is, to which she only suggested that I watch my dairy. That's it. So according to her, I could be eating burgers on Krispy Kreme donuts as long as I don't put the cheese on it, and I'd be good. So the thing that just irritates me is when people are like, you need to get approval from a doctor. My doctor said this is bad. I love all my friends that are doctors. No offense to anyone, but doctors do not spend the amount of time that you would think they do on nutrition. So it's just not something that they ask. Most doctors will ask you if you smoke or if you drink, and that's about it. And even so, they're like, okay, cut back. And most of the time, to be honest with you, I'm going to keep it real, your doctors are overweight. So how are they going to lead you down a path that they've never walked before? So personally, I don't trust fat doctors, because how are you going to keep me healthy when you are not healthy yourself? To me, personally, it is an indication of a lack of self-discipline and control in most people that have food addiction issues, which I would say of the obese people in America, the majority of them are that way because of the lack of self-control and discipline. Obviously, there is a group of people that are on medications that cause them to gain weight much quicker, but I can tell you that it's not just a medication that just blows you up. Like, still, you are eating foods that are not necessarily healthy. Like, you don't see someone just gain 100 pounds because they ate romaine lettuce while they were on steroids. So that's my personal opinion. You guys are probably going to send me hate mail because of it. Guess what? I don't care. It's the truth. And the reason you probably have an issue with it is because I'm talking about you. But this is me. I know that I have an issue with it. I have an issue with food addiction. It'll be something that I struggle with always. I don't think there is a cure, but I think it is something that you need to be mindful of and watch. And for me, prior to this disease, fasting was an exercise in self-control and self-discipline. And I think that everyone should practice it just to show yourself that you are capable of doing it. If I've said no to food for the last 6 days, I can say no to a Reese cup. I can say no to that 7th donut. Even if you're not keto, it's just an exercise to show that you have control over your body and that your body is not controlling you, that you are calling the shots, not your body, not some craving that you think that you have. So I do have doctor's appointments. I see a doctor probably once every 10 days. Over the next, what do I have left? I don't even know how many more days we have left. But over the next 3 weeks, I will see a doctor at least once a week. I'm not going to tell my doctors that I'm fasting. If they can tell that I'm fasting and they ask me if I'm fasting, I'm not going to lie to them, but I can guarantee you they will not even notice that I am fasting. And they won't be able to pinpoint. If they do think something's wrong, we won't be able to pinpoint where it's coming from, because they still probably won't even ask me, what have you eaten? Because that's just not something that doctors ask. Even when you go in the hospital, they don't ask you that. So yeah, that's what's going to happen over the next 3 weeks. We are on day 6 right now. Tomorrow will be day 7, which day 7 is technically, we will be 33% of the way done, which is going to be really awesome. I'm so excited. Can't wait to wake up tomorrow to count the 7th day. After the 7th day, I basically start counting down. So after the 7th day, I got 14 more days left. And in my mind, I've already fasted for 14 days. So I'm basically done because I've done it before. It's like, what are we talking about? I've done this. So that's the way. It's a mind thing. You have to win in your mind first, your thoughts. So constantly thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, is not gonna work. So I just try to stay positive, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to tell. I've been cooking, making lunches, all of that stuff. The food, just inhaling the smell, it's really weird, but it almost feels like I am tasting the food. When I say almost, I mean like 1%. Okay, guys? I'm not gonna like lie to you and be like, oh my God, it's like I'm eating. It's not like I'm eating, but it's like 1%. I'm getting a little bit of a hit from that. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm sure you guys will tell me. Also, there's been a lot of you guys just going wild today, telling me, oh my gosh, you shouldn't fast, you're gonna die, blah, blah, blah. Guys, please go back and read my post. I'm not fasting to lose weight. I know how to lose weight. I've done it before without fasting, so I don't need to do this to lose weight. Trust me, this is Christmas. There's too many good things sitting around. I do not need to do this to lose weight. I'm fasting for my health. So I would appreciate it before you make a comment and an uneducated post, just go and read so that you can understand what I'm actually doing. So that's it for tonight. As I've said every single solitary day so far, you are amazing. God loves you. God loves loving you. You're easy to love, and it's literally his favorite thing to do. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow when we hit day 7. Make sure to comment on any of my posts or videos and leave some prayer requests, because I am praying for you guys just as you guys have been praying for me for the last 6 months. So see you later. Have a good night. Bye.